Hey everybody, it's Chelsea. I'm the Assistant Branch Manager at the Walnut Cove Public Library. I'm here with Zach Russell and he's going to show us the basics of fishing.
Alright guys, so I guess today we're going to be showing how to put line on a reel. It's a fairly simple process, anyone can do it. I just bought this new rod and I'm just swapping a reel over to it. I mean, it's real simple, so there's nothing to it. The first thing, if you are setting up a whole combo, which most combos you buy these days come with line and everything already on it, but since I'm just swapping everything over, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to run my line through the rod and everything to start off with. You can just run it straight to the reel and do it that way, but this is the way I like to do it. That way I don't have to run the line back through the rod and everything like that at a later time. Kind of a pain sometimes because if you drop your line, it'll pull all the way back up through the rod.
Now earlier I saw you just laying those, is it called a spool with the line on it? I saw you just laying those on the ground. Does that work for people if they don't have a nail on their porch?
You can do whatever you want with it.
Okay.
You can lay it on the ground. Laying it on the ground works. That's probably gonna fall off that nail here in a second.
Okay, when you start.
That's just where I put it.
Okay.
This can kind of be a pain trying to get your line through. Now I'm doing it on a ambassador, so it's a little bit different depending on what kind of reel you have, but it's the same basic process. You're just trying to feed your line around your spool. I'll pull out a good bit because I really don't want it going back up through there. Makes it easier if you have a pair of pliers to do this.
But the thing is, you don't have to have a pair of pliers. That's also a good thing to show. So.
Alright, so I got way too much line out here. It works better if you find a place to lay this down. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure you have your line around the spool and you don't tie it back on something else, because that could be a pain. As far as this knot goes, anything you want to do, really, it doesn't necessarily matter. I'm sure there's some type of special knot you can do.
As long as it stays around that little centerpiece.
Yeah, I just tie a few overhand knots on there. I don't want to. Mainly the knots that I tie are uni knots when I'm fishing, and you can do that around the spool if you want, but I typically don't do that. So once you get your knots tied, I just kind of give it a tug to get everything snug down. And then you're just going to clip off your excess. Scissors work good for this. Also fingernail clippers, that works really good. So once you have that, it's pretty simple from there. You just start winding. As you can see, it just fell. Probably better this on the ground anyway because the line comes off the spool real easy. But just hold pressure on it, on your line, and just wind it on. Go as fast as you want or slow as you want. I tend not to go too fast because I want to get it on there pretty tight.
I thought maybe once we get to the actual fishing, we could show the different types of, they're called reels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We could show the different types and how you can cast them and stuff.
So I don't like to put a ton of line on these things. But that right there, you see I still got plenty of space on that side of the spool and a lot over here because it's not winding even. But that's plenty of line on here. This isn't a very big reel, so. All right, so we've got our line through a rod and on a reel and everything. So now I'm just gonna cut off a little bit of excess here. Scissors work well. If you have really small line, you can bite it. So that's kind of primitive way, I guess. Alright, so I'm rigging this rod up for catfish. See, I'm just gonna rig up kind of a Carolina rig here. I believe that's what it's called. It's just, this is how I normally rig it up.
Okay.
So, a barrel sinker, slide it on the line, and you've got your little bead. You can slide that on there.
What does the bead do?
The bead keeps the sinker from smacking the knot on your swivel.
Okay. The bees are coming after us.
Alright, so now I'm going to tie my swivel on to my main line. And this is just going to be a normal uni knot is what I normally use. So you just put your line through your hook, swivel, or whatever, and you twist it around itself 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can do more if you want. I wouldn't do any less. So then you're going to take your line and put it back through the hole you just made, and then back through the hole you just made there. It's pretty simple. And then you always want to get these wet before you tighten them down, that way you don't get any friction on it. So I just use a little spit, sorry. If you're at a lake, you can use water, but I'm outside right now, so.
Yeah. We're doing this before we get to the lake, so.
Basically on your main line end, you pull on that and pull on your little tag end, while also trying to hold your hook or your swivels, sometimes a pain. And then basically it just cinches right down on itself. Easy enough.
Alright, so now you need your extra piece of line.
This is going to be kind of like a leader. This is just the same line that I spooled the reel with. You can use other line if you want to. A lot of people use a heavier leader than their main line. Well, this is pretty simple. It's just another uni knot on the swivel. Same thing as what we just tied. And then now you just put your hook on this end, same knot. And I don't know what size hook this is, but it is a circle hook. That's what I like to use.
For catfish.
And you just want to give yourself a little bit of length right there on that swivel. I want to cut a little bit of excess off right here. Just somewhere right in there, maybe 10 inches, a foot, something like that. And then it's just another uni knot. Hooks can be kind of a pain to tie sometimes.
This is about the only thing I know how to do. And even then I messed that up and have to get you to redo it.
Back through. Get it wet.
Cool.
Pull it down tight. I'll be professional here. Then that's what you end up with. Nothing crazy fancy. I'll trim a little bit of that off.
But it'll catch you a fish, won't it?
Maybe.